Hello everybody, welcome back. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Hit that like button, the thumbs up. And comment down there in the bottom if you have any questions or input about what we're going to do here today. Today, we're working on my 2005 Audi A6 4.2 liter, also known as my neglected Audi. And we're going to do a part 2 of a seafoam treatment. Now, those of you who haven't been here before will know to hit one of these videos that I post up the top here later on. But I did do this process already, but with the liquid. This is the aerosol. This goes in a different way and it works in a different way. Now, this product is not safe for diesel, so if you have a diesel, I guess you're not allowed to use this stuff. And it's mostly for the GDI setup. Tons of GDI engines out there, and the main thing with those cars is carbon buildup. And it's an expensive thing to clean up. You got to remove the intake, clean up all the chambers under there, this little port here, right there where it meets the engine and the valves. It gets real nasty and real gunked up. It reduces performance and fuel mileage, or fuel economy. So the aerosol, what this is, this will not clean the carbon deposit you have already. Like if it's really bad and gunked up, you're gonna have to get it cleaned up, by removing the intake and getting it walnut blasted or chemical clean, which I think is the better option. But this is more for preventative. If you've already had that service or considering of getting that service, use this in between oil changes, and it'll help keep breaking it down, so you don't have to keep shelling out money on carbon cleaning. It's more for preventative. And like I said, if you would see my other video on the seafoam treatment, you'll see that I put some in the oil, I put some in the fuel, and I went in through my intake system. Now this one is a different process, being that it's aerosol. It comes with this tube, and if I look at it, it's got a little diagram as to where you put the hose. It says about 1/4 inch from the throttle plate. I'll show you guys what that is. And to rev the engine up to about 2,000 RPM. It says hold RPM steady at 2,000 and spray continuously until it's empty, pretty much. Now what you pretty much got to do is undo your intake. Should only take a couple turns. So you loosen up the boot, pull it out, and get a look as to how your intake is set up. I might have to loosen this side up just for a little more play. Anybody who drives these German cars know these things are pretty tight as it is. But they want you to put the hose into the intake here, into the throttle body up here. Put the hose back on, and do the other steps, which is bring the RPMs up to 2,000. See if I can get my son to help me, and spray the whole bottle in there. So probably pulling it off, pull off the hose and shake the bottle a couple times, but kind of want to empty the contents. I got 2 cans because I don't know if anybody has ever done this to this vehicle. I got a lot of smoke and a lot of deposits. Last time I did it, there is a good chance it will trip your engine light, but no worry. On the last treatment, I tripped my light, but the light went away after I cranked it a couple times. I went driving around, visited a couple spots, and after like the 3rd or 4th time I started it up, the light was gone. So I'm gonna set up this hose. This is the right side up with the little, because it wants you to kind of follow the hose here. But this, you gotta keep it like a 1/4 inch from the plate. So once I remove this a little more to give you guys a visual what the plate is, I'll attach the hose and everything. So let me get back to you guys with that. All right, I've got the hose unattached. And if you look inside there, see that little plate there with like a bar in the middle? That's your throttle plate. You want to keep about a 1/4 inch away from that and reattach the hose as good as you can with the hose in there. And I'm trying to see if there's any other electrical connections in there that I have to stay away from, but obviously there's an electric throttle, so I'm gonna try and work my way closer to the back of it. So let me attach this hose to it. That looks almost a 1/4 inch. I might have to take up some more slack just to make sure I'm far enough. So let me set that hose up in there and I'll show you what it looks like after. Alright, as you can see, I got the hose somewhat attached, the intake and the inlet pipe. It's not going to go on all the way because you've got this big piece of plastic here jamming it up. Got everything reattached and I got the hose run. Now I'm just going to see if I can get my son to assist me, or maybe I can jimmy the pedal, but it sits kind of funny. I don't know if I can rest anything on it, so I might just have my son help me out a little bit. So let me get back to you guys at that point. Oh, main thing, same as at the other process. Make sure your engine's at normal running temperature. Your needle in the halfway mark, that's like optimum. All right, I've got everything set up. The car is running. Got the hose in, plugged into the can. I shook it up a little bit, and I got my son helping me out. So I'm gonna have him raise the RPMs to 2,000. And you're going to empty the whole can in there. Alright guys, that's about it. I already removed that hose, reattached my intake hose, tightened it all up. It's covering it all up. Now the process, it says to do that the can will empty within approximately 7 minutes. So you know, you got to have the RPMs up and squirting the can in for about 7 minutes. I got a little tiny bit the bottom of the can, but that's no big deal. I already had a treatment done on my intake. I'm not expecting a big result from this. Right now I'm letting it do the heat soak about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll see if it kicks off smoke. If you guys watch my other video, you'll see that after I did it on the vacuum line, that it smoked for a while, and you have to take it for a ride to clear that out. Same thing with this. Now remember, this is for the GDI setup. If you have your high pressure fuel pumps up on the tops here that are very visible. It's not just this engine. A lot of Volkswagen Audi engines, and there are a lot more GDI models out there. Hyundai's got a ton. Honda's got a couple. So there's quite a few models that have this GDI setup. So just let me put you guys down until my 10-15 minutes are up. I know you guys want to sit here and watch paint dry with me, so I'll get back to you guys at that point. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes since I let it heat soak. When you do the process, you let the engine sit for 10-15 minutes. They call that heat soaking. I went into more detail on that on my last video when I did the vacuum line. I should have shown you guys this on the last video, but there's a vacuum diagram on the Audi, probably most likely Volkswagens also, just to help you guys find out where your vacuums are and And again, like I said in that last video, if you're not comfortable with the vacuum, this is the other option. And I'm just doing it to show you guys it can be done, and for my own peace of mind on the carbon cleaning. This engine setup isn't really known for it, but it's good to do it on any and all vehicles. Like I said, it helps your fuel efficiency, and it helps any deposit, it removes any deposits or gunk that you have in your engine. So let me get to starting this up and see if I get a smoke show as well. All right, I started the car and still no engine light. My last one started that way, so let me give it a couple good revs. I got a little bit of smoke, but not much. So I'm gonna let it sit here and run for a few minutes and see what it does. Give it a couple more revs, make sure it's all clear out, and go for a ride. On the can, let me quiet this down a little bit. On the can, it says after heat soak, start and operate engine for 10 minutes or longer. Okay. So, and up here it says after heat soak, start and drive the vehicle under engine load for 10 minutes or longer. Apply spirited acceleration when safe to burn off hydrocarbon residue, which is pretty much just hitting the gas heavily here and there. Said he wants you to drive it for at least 10 minutes. I'm gonna let it run in my driveway, that way I don't blind any other drivers, just in case it does smoke. Give it a couple more revs of the engine before I head out, make sure as much as it clears out. So I'll get back to you guys on that part. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. So just give it a couple more revs. And if you're not getting the smoke show, that's okay. Right, like I said, I've done the treatment already on the other half of the intake. You're gonna have to refer to my other videos for that. And right now I'm gonna take it for a ride. Can't take you guys with me. I'm in a hands-free state. But so I'm gonna end it here. I appreciate you guys coming by. If you like the video, please hit the likes. And I'll appreciate a subscription. Hit some thumbs up. Comment down there at the bottom. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think of the process. And click on that video, this video, or that icon down there. You know, show us some love. We don't exist without you guys. So I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you for coming by. And be safe out there.